At 84, I tried this homemade collagen broth and felt more comfort in my knees. Did you know that once you turn 30, your body starts producing less and less collagen? It's a subtle change at first, one you might not notice right away. But then, one morning, you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror, and something's different. Fine lines have crept onto your face without warning. Your joints creak as you get out of bed. Your hair, once thick and vibrant, feels a little weaker, and you find yourself wondering, when did this all start? I asked myself that very question not too long ago. I tried everything to turn back the clock, creams that promised miracles, expensive pills with names I could barely pronounce, supplements packaged in sleek, shiny containers. But nothing delivered the results I was hoping for. That is, until I remembered something I'd completely overlooked. The bone broth my grandmother used to make. She swore it was her secret to staying strong, agile, and radiant well into her 70s. It wasn't some trendy fad, it was time-tested wisdom, grounded in nature, simple and real. When I gave it a try, just 1 cup a day, I started noticing changes within weeks. My skin felt softer, my joints moved more freely, and I had this spark of energy I hadn't felt in years. That's why I'm so excited to share with you how to make your own homemade collagen right in your kitchen. It's affordable, straightforward, and, most importantly, effective. I'll walk you through why it works, how to prepare it step by step, when to take it, and what kind of results you can expect if you stick with it. This isn't about chasing the latest health craze or relying on chemical-laden products. It's about rediscovering what our ancestors knew and putting it to work for your skin, your joints, and your vitality. No matter how old you are, this could be the first step toward feeling your best. So, stick with me until the end, and let's get started. Oh, and before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. How old are you, and where in the world are you tuning in from? Drop it in the comments. I can't wait to connect with you. 1. Why it matters? Before we roll up our sleeves and head to the kitchen, let's take a moment to understand what collagen is and why it's such a big deal for our bodies. Collagen isn't just any protein, it's the most abundant protein in your body, making up about 1/3 of all the protein you have. Think of it as the scaffolding that holds everything together. It's in your skin, giving it that firm, plump look. It's in your bones, keeping them strong. It's in your muscles, joints, tendons, ligaments, nails, and even your hair. Without collagen, your body would quite literally start to fall apart. Picture a house built with bricks. Collagen is the mortar that keeps those bricks in place, ensuring the structure stays solid. When you're young, your body churns out collagen like a well-oiled machine. That's why kids have that smooth, bouncy skin, shiny hair, and joints that move without a hitch. But as we age, things change. Starting in your 30s, collagen production begins to slow down, and the decline isn't gentle, it picks up speed. By the time you hit your 40s or 50s, your body might be producing half as much collagen as it did in your 20s. This isn't just a number, it's why you start noticing those first signs of aging. Tiny wrinkles form around your eyes or mouth. Your skin feels drier, less elastic. Your hair thins, your nails become brittle, and your joints start to ache in ways they never did before. It's not just about looking older, it's about feeling slower, stiffer, less like yourself. But science shows that collagen loss isn't just about age. Your lifestyle plays a huge role in how fast it happens. Let's break it down. First, too much sugar in your diet can wreak havoc. Sugar molecules bind to collagen fibers in a process called glycation, making them stiff and weak. This doesn't just age your skin, it can weaken tendons, ligaments, and even your gums. Second, chronic stress is a collagen killer. When you're constantly stressed, your body pumps out cortisol, a hormone that diverts resources away from tissue repair and collagen production. It's like your body's too busy putting out fires to maintain its foundation. Third, excessive sun exposure without protection damages collagen deep in your skin. UV rays break down those precious fibers, leaving your skin sagging and prone to wrinkles. And finally, something we often overlook, lack of sleep. Your body does most of its collagen repair and regeneration while you're asleep. Skimp on rest, and you're robbing your body of the time it needs to rebuild. While you can't stop aging, you can give your body the tools to support collagen production naturally. And no, you don't need fancy supplements or invasive treatments to do it. Sometimes, the answer is as simple as a steaming pot of bone broth, made with care, just like our grandparents did. Or, if you're plant-based, it's about choosing foods that fuel your body's own collagen-making machinery. That's what we're diving into next, how to harness this natural power right from your kitchen. But before we do, let's make sure we're on the same page. I'm sharing my personal experience and traditional knowledge, not medical advice. If you have health concerns, like gout or kidney issues, check with your doctor before making changes to your diet. Ready? Let's get cooking. 2. Homemade collagen recipe. Now that we've got a clear picture of why collagen is so essential, it's time to learn how to make your own homemade collagen using a time-honored recipe, bone broth. This isn't just any broth, it's a nutrient-packed elixir that's been a staple in kitchens for generations. Valued for its ability to nourish the body from the inside out. The beauty of bone broth is its simplicity. You don't need a culinary degree or a big budget to make it. With a few basic ingredients and a little patience, you can create something that supports your skin, joints, and overall vitality. To start, let's talk about what you'll need to make a good bone broth. The star ingredient is, of course, bones. You can use beef, chicken, or fish bones, but for the best collagen content, choose bones rich in marrow and cartilage. Think beef knuckle bones, chicken feet, or fish heads, these are packed with the good stuff. Next, you'll need apple cider vinegar, just 1 or 2 tablespoons. This isn't for flavor, it helps draw out the minerals and collagen from the bones during cooking, making your broth even more potent. Water is essential, enough to cover all your ingredients in the pot. For flavor and extra nutrients, add vegetables like carrots, celery, onion, and garlic. These not only make the broth taste amazing but also contribute vitamins and minerals that complement the collagen. Finally, spices and herbs like bay leaves, thyme, rosemary, or parsley can be added to suit your taste, giving your broth a warm, comforting depth. The process of making bone broth is straightforward but requires a bit of time to unlock its full potential. If you want to boost the flavor, consider roasting your bones first. For beef or pork bones, pop them in the oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for about 20 minutes. This caramelizes the bones, giving your broth a rich, savory taste. Chicken or fish bones can skip this step if you're short on time. Once your bones are ready, place them in a large pot along with your vegetables and herbs. Add the apple cider vinegar, then pour in cold water until everything is submerged, leaving a couple of inches at the top of the pot. Bring the mixture to a boil over medium-high heat, then lower the heat to a gentle simmer. This is where the magic happens. Let the broth cook low and slow for at least 12 hours, longer if you can. The extended cooking time breaks down the bones and cartilage, releasing collagen, minerals, and amino acids into the liquid. During the first few hours, you'll notice some foam forming on the surface. Skim this off with a spoon to keep your broth clear. If you're using a stovetop pot, check occasionally to ensure the water level stays consistent, adding more if needed. If you prefer a hands-off approach, a slow cooker or electric pressure cooker can work wonders. A slow cooker lets you set it and forget it, simmering overnight or while you're out. A pressure cooker cuts the cooking time significantly, about 2 hours can yield a solid broth. Whichever method you choose, the goal is a broth that's rich, flavorful, and full of nutrients. Once your broth is done, it's time to strain and store it. Carefully strain the liquid through a fine mesh sieve to remove the solids, bones, vegetables, and herbs. Let the broth cool to room temperature, then transfer it to glass jars for storage. In the refrigerator, it'll keep for up to 5 days. For longer storage, freeze it in individual portions. A handy trick is to pour the broth into ice cube trays, then transfer the frozen cubes to freezer bags. This way, you have convenient portions ready to thaw whenever you need them. When you cool your broth, you might notice it turns gelatinous, almost like jelly. That's a great sign, it means you've extracted a hefty dose of collagen. The color should be a deep amber, and the texture should feel substantial, not watery. Making your own bone broth isn't just about creating a health-boosting drink. It's about reconnecting with a tradition that's been passed down through generations. It's a way to honor the wisdom of those who came before us, who knew that simple ingredients, prepared with care, could work wonders for the body. Plus, it's incredibly cost-effective. You're using ingredients you might already have or can source inexpensively. And you're avoiding the additives and preservatives found in store-bought versions. Have you ever tried making bone broth at home? What was your experience like? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how it went for you. 3. Perfecting the process. Step-by-step broth mastery. With the basics of bone broth under our belt, let's dive deeper into the step-by-step process to ensure your homemade collagen is as effective and delicious as possible. This isn't just a recipe, it's a ritual, a way to slow down and invest in your health. By mastering these steps, you'll create a broth that's not only packed with nutrients but also a joy to prepare and consume. Start with the preparation phase, which sets the stage for a successful broth. If you're using beef or pork bones, roasting is a game changer. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and spread the bones on a baking sheet. Roast for 20 to 30 minutes, turning halfway through, until they're golden and fragrant. This step isn't mandatory, but it adds a depth of flavor that makes your broth taste like something from a cozy family kitchen. For chicken or fish bones, you can skip roasting to save time, though a quick roast can enhance chicken bones too. While the bones are in the oven, prepare your vegetables. Wash 2 carrots, 2 celery stalks, and 1 onion, then cut them into large chunks. No need to be precise, as they'll cook down completely. Peel 3 garlic cloves and gather your herbs. Bay leaves, thyme, or rosemary work beautifully. These aromatics not only boost flavor but also add trace nutrients that support your body's collagen building process. Next, it's time to assemble the broth. Grab a large pot, big enough to hold all your ingredients with room to spare. Place the roasted, or raw, bones at the bottom, followed by the vegetables and herbs. Add 1 to 2 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar, which acts like a key, unlocking the collagen and minerals trapped in the bones. Pour in cold water until everything is covered, leaving about 2 inches of space at the top of the pot. Using cold water is important, it helps extract the nutrients more effectively as the temperature rises gradually. Now, turn up the heat and bring the mixture to a boil. As it starts to bubble, you'll see foam and impurities rise to the surface. Skim this off with a spoon to keep your broth clean and clear. Once it's boiling, reduce the heat to low, aiming for a gentle simmer. Think small, occasional bubbles rather than a rolling boil. This low and slow approach is what makes bone broth so special. Let it simmer for at least 12 hours, but if you can go for 24, even better. The longer it cooks, the more collagen, gelatin, and minerals you'll extract. If you're using a stovetop, check every few hours to ensure the water level hasn't dropped too much. Add more water if needed to keep the ingredients submerged. If you're using a slow cooker, set it to low and let it work its magic overnight. For a pressure cooker, lock the lid, set it to high pressure, and cook for about 2 hours. Each method has its perks. Stovetop gives you control. Slow cookers are low maintenance, and pressure cookers are fast but still effective. As the broth cooks, your kitchen will fill with a warm, savory aroma, a reminder of the nourishment you're creating. When the cooking time is up, you'll know you've succeeded if the broth has a deep, golden amber hue and a rich, almost velvety texture. If you cool a small portion and it turns gelatinous, congratulations, you've hit the collagen jackpot. To finish, strain the broth through a fine mesh sieve into a large bowl or another pot, discarding the solids. Let it cool to room temperature to avoid condensation in your storage containers. Transfer the broth to airtight glass jars for the fridge or portion it out for freezing. Ice cube trays are a lifesaver for small servings, perfect for adding to recipes or sipping on the go. This process, while simple, is deeply rewarding. It's a chance to slow down, to focus on something meaningful for your health. You're not just making a broth, you're crafting a tool to support your body's natural resilience. And the best part? You control every ingredient, ensuring it's free of the additives and sodium often found in commercial broths. If you've made broth before, what's your go-to method? Stovetop, slow cooker, or pressure cooker? And if you're new to this, what's got you excited to try it? Let me know in the comments, I'm all ears. 4. When and how to enjoy your homemade collagen. Now that you've got a batch of thick, golden bone broth ready to go, the big question is, how and when should you consume it to get the most out of its collagen boosting benefits? The answer is delightfully simple: 1 cup a day can work wonders. But let's dig into the details to make sure you're maximizing its impact while fitting it seamlessly into your life. One of the best times to enjoy your bone broth is first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach. After a night of fasting while you sleep, your body is primed to absorb nutrients. That warm cup of broth doesn't just deliver collagen. It gently kickstarts your digestive system, setting a positive tone for the day. The amino acids in the broth, like glycine and glutamine, help soothe your gut, making it an excellent choice if you deal with bloating or sluggish digestion. Plus, there's something comforting about starting your day with a nourishing ritual, like sipping a mug of broth while watching the sunrise. Another great option is to drink your broth between meals, especially if you're prone to mid-afternoon energy slumps or digestive discomfort after eating. The broth's nutrients help stabilize your energy levels and support your gut lining, reducing inflammation and keeping you feeling light. If better sleep is your goal, try a cup in the evening. The glycine in collagen has a calming effect on the nervous system, promoting deeper, more restful sleep. It's like a warm hug for your body before bed. If the idea of drinking plain broth doesn't excite you, don't worry, there are plenty of ways to make it delicious and versatile. Use it as a base for soups or stews, blending in your favorite vegetables or grains for a hearty meal. Swap it for water when cooking rice, quinoa, or steamed vegetables to infuse them with flavor and nutrients. You can even get creative and make a soothing infusion by mixing a portion of broth with fresh ginger, turmeric, or a splash of lemon juice. The key is to make it a regular part of your routine without letting it sit forgotten in the fridge. Consistency is what turns this simple habit into a game changer for your skin, joints, and energy. If you have a sensitive stomach or are transitioning from a restrictive diet, start small. Try half a cup, warm gently, once a day, and pay attention to how your body responds. Some people feel more energized, notice less joint stiffness, or see improvements in digestion within days. For others, it takes a bit longer. To boost the collagen building effects, pair your broth with foods rich in vitamin C, like citrus fruits or bell peppers, or protein sources like eggs or fish. These nutrients work together to amplify your body's ability to produce and maintain collagen. A quick note: while bone broth is generally safe for most people, it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. If you have conditions like high uric acid, gout, or kidney issues, talk to your doctor first, as broth can contain purines that might need monitoring. Also, use high-quality, preferably organic bones to minimize contaminants, and go easy on the salt to keep it heart healthy. This isn't just about sipping a liquid, it's about embracing a practice that honors your body's needs. It's a small but powerful act of self-care, a way to say, I'm here for you, body, and I want you to thrive. 5. What results can you expect and when? Now that you've got your homemade bone broth ready to nourish your body, or perhaps you're planning to try a plant-based alternative, you're probably wondering what kind of changes you can expect and how soon they'll show up. This is where patience and consistency come into play. Homemade collagen, whether from bone broth or plant-based boosters, isn't a quick fix or a magic potion. It's a natural remedy that works with your body's own rhythm, rebuilding and repairing from the inside out. Let's walk through what you might notice week by week, based on my experience and the stories of others who've made this a daily habit. Keep in mind, I'm sharing what I've seen and heard, not making medical promises. Everyone's body is unique, and results can vary. If you have health concerns, check with your doctor to make sure this fits your needs. In the first 1 to 2 weeks, the earliest changes often show up in your digestion. Bone broth is rich in amino acids like glycine and glutamine, which act like a soothing balm for your gut. They help repair the intestinal lining, calm inflammation, and support healthy digestion. If you've struggled with bloating, gas, or sluggish digestion, you might notice a difference here first. Your stomach may feel less heavy after meals, and bowel movements could become more regular. Some people even report feeling lighter overall, as if their body is working more efficiently. This isn't just about comfort, it's a sign that your body is absorbing nutrients better, setting the stage for bigger changes down the road. If you're using a plant-based approach, like a vitamin C-rich juice or chia seed gelatin, you might feel a similar boost in energy as your body starts getting the tools it needs to build collagen. By weeks 3 to 5, the visible effects often start to emerge, especially in your skin and hair. With a steady supply of collagen or collagen-boosting nutrients, your body begins to repair itself from within. Your skin might feel less dry, more hydrated, and even a bit firmer. That dull, tired look could give way to a subtle glow, as if your skin is waking up. Hair often becomes a focal point here. Many notice it feels stronger, shinier, and falls out less. If your hair has been thinning or lackluster, this can be a welcome change. Nails, too, reflect your body's inner health. They might grow faster, break less, and feel less brittle. These changes aren't dramatic overnight, but they're the kind of shifts that make you pause and think, something's working. For plant-based folks, the combination of vitamin C, silicon, and zinc from foods like kiwi, cucumber, or pumpkin seeds can start showing similar effects, as your body ramps up its own collagen production. From week 6 and beyond, the deeper benefits often kick in, particularly for your joints and mobility. Collagen is a key component of cartilage, ligaments, and connective tissues. And as your body integrates these nutrients, you might notice less stiffness or discomfort. If you've dealt with creaky knees, sore hips, or that annoying morning stiffness, you could find yourself moving more freely. Climbing stairs might feel easier, or you might stand up from a chair without that familiar groan. Some people also report stronger muscles, especially if they pair their broth or plant-based regimen with light exercise, like walking or yoga. This is where the long-term commitment pays off. Your body is rebuilding its foundation, piece by piece. It's not just about feeling better today, it's about investing in your ability to stay active and independent for years to come. But this isn't an instant transformation. You won't drink a cup of broth today and wake up looking 10 years younger tomorrow. Collagen takes time to weave itself into your body's tissues, and your body needs to relearn how to use it effectively. Every person's timeline is different, some see changes in days, others in weeks or months. Factors like your diet, stress levels, and overall health play a role. But if you stick with it, 1 cup a day, no skipping, week after week, the results will come. Don't let slow progress discourage you. You're not just chasing a quick fix, you're building something lasting, your structure, your resilience, your natural vitality. 6. Plant-based alternatives. If you've been following along but don't eat animal products, you might be wondering whether you can still tap into these collagen benefits. The answer is a resounding yes. You don't need bone broth to support your skin, joints, or energy. There are powerful plant-based ways to fuel your body's natural collagen production. And they're just as accessible and effective when done right. Let's clear up a common question first. Is there such a thing as plant-based collagen? Technically, no. Collagen is a protein found only in animals, so plants don't contain it. But your body can make its own collagen, and plants provide the exact nutrients it needs to do so. Think of it as giving your body a toolkit to build its own scaffolding, no bones required. The first key nutrient is vitamin C, the spark that ignites collagen synthesis. Without it, your body can't turn raw materials into collagen fibers. You can find vitamin C in abundance in foods like kiwi, red bell peppers, guava, parsley, strawberries, lemons, and oranges. A daily habit as simple as sipping a fresh orange juice with a handful of chopped parsley can flood your body with this essential nutrient. Or try blending a smoothie with strawberries and kale for a collagen-boosting breakfast. Vitamin C doesn't just help make collagen, it's also an antioxidant, protecting existing collagen from damage by free radicals. It's like a double-duty worker, building and defending at the same time. Next up is silicon, a lesser-known but critical mineral for collagen and elastin formation. Silicon strengthens the fibers that keep your skin firm and your joints flexible. You'll find it in foods like cucumbers, eat the skin for maximum benefit, asparagus, celery, oats, and millet. A practical tip is to add sliced cucumber to your salads or brew a cup of horsetail tea. A traditional remedy rich in plant-based silicon. Horsetail has been used for centuries to support hair, skin, and nail health. And it's a gentle, natural way to up your silicon intake. Another powerhouse is zinc, which acts as a catalyst for collagen production and supports overall tissue repair. Zinc-rich foods include pumpkin seeds, chickpeas, lentils, oats, and cashews. Sprinkle pumpkin seeds on your oatmeal or blend chickpeas into a hummus dip for a tasty zinc boost. For a hands-on plant-based recipe, try making homemade plant gelatin with chia seeds and agar-agar. You'll need 1 teaspoon of agar-agar, a flavorless seaweed-based gelatin. 1 cup of fresh juice high in vitamin C. Like orange juice with a pinch of turmeric for extra anti-inflammatory power, and 2 tablespoons of chia seeds. Heat the juice gently in a saucepan, stir in the agar-agar until it dissolves, then let it cool slightly. Mix in the chia seeds and pour the mixture into a mold or small cups. Refrigerate until set, and you've got a nutrient-packed gelatin that delivers vitamin C, silicon, and omega-3s. All of which support your body's collagen-making process. This is a fun, versatile recipe. You can experiment with different juices or add a touch of ginger for a zesty kick. If you're curious about plant-based supplements, you might have seen products labeled vegan collagen. These aren't actual collagen but carefully crafted blends of nutrients like vitamin C, zinc, and plant-derived amino acids, like proline and glycine. They can be a helpful addition, but choose high-quality options without added sugars or fillers. That said, the best approach is a balanced diet rich in whole foods. Supplements are a bonus, not a replacement for nutrient-dense meals. The key, whether you're sipping broth or eating plant-based, is consistency. Your body can produce collagen throughout your life, as long as you provide the raw materials. You don't need animal products to thrive. What you need is a commitment to nourishing yourself with intention. As we wrap up this journey through the world of homemade collagen, I want to take a moment to reflect on what we've uncovered together. This isn't just about a recipe for bone broth or a plant-based gelatin. It's about rediscovering a way of caring for ourselves that's been around for centuries. Your body is an incredible system, a masterpiece of cells, tissues, and bones that's been with you through every step of your life. It's carried you through joy, challenges, and everything in between, and it still has the power to rebuild, to heal, to thrive. All it needs is the right support, the kind that comes from a steaming pot in your kitchen, a handful of fresh vegetables, or a glass of nutrient-packed juice. What I love most about this process is how it connects us to something bigger. When you simmer a pot of broth or blend a chia seed gelatin, you're not just cooking. You're tapping into the wisdom of our grandparents, our great-grandparents, and the generations before them. They knew the value of simple ingredients, prepared with care, to nourish the body and soul. And now, you're carrying that wisdom forward, adapting it to your life. Whether you're sipping broth in a bustling city apartment or eating plant-based in a quiet countryside home. Drop it in the comments, your age, where you're from, what inspired you today. Let's create a space where we lift each other up, share tips, and celebrate the small victories. Like that first gelatinous batch of broth or a week of shinier hair. Thank you for being here, for trusting this journey, and for choosing to care for yourself in a way that's natural, grounded, and real. Your body is listening, and it's ready to respond. So, go make that broth, blend that juice, or simply take a moment to appreciate how incredible you are. I'll be reading your comments, cheering you on, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Here's to strong joints, glowing skin, and a life full of vitality. Together, we're unstoppable.